What's up, everybody? Gonna go get some lunch. Gotta grab the keys out of the white car. I left them in it last night. Doesn't really matter. Nobody's gonna go anywhere in it, obviously. But gonna go ahead and go get something to eat, and then we are going to come back here and work on taking those single turbos off. And this is part 2 of the IS300 single turbo build. Stay tuned. All right, what have we here? Something in that. Spray nozzle, burnt copper alloy wheel kit. Alright, let's see, we have the pre-dip spray specifically developed to clean and prepare surfaces for successful dipping. That's actually a lot bigger bottle than it looks like on their website. Black plasti dip. And another box. Let me go ahead and get that one open. Alright, more cans of the black PDS. Base coat for the wheels. And hell yes, that's awesome. Fonzie actually signed the cans. That's awesome. Got the copper color. So soon enough, all of the wheels will be one color, and yeah, I think it's gonna look really good contrasted with this pearl white. If I have any left over, I may spray some over that plug cover. I'm looking for an alternative to paint because I want to keep the Cletus McFarland signature on it, and I also want to change the color, so plastic dip seems right up the alley for that as well. So yeah, this stuff's gonna be sweet. Going to be doing that after we finish up with the motor stuff. Don't want to start too many projects all at one time, but yeah, gonna be sweet looking, guys. All right, so I'm gonna go change clothes, and then we are already gonna get on to putting this motor on a pallet, and then we are gonna go ahead and start working on tearing this stuff apart, man. Okay, so that's about as good as it's going to get. My engine stand is just too long and not wide enough to fit a pallet between it. So going to leave most of the weight supported on the pallet, and then that's going to be just tight enough to hold the motor up. Going to work on it right here. And I just want to say, man, look at that stance. Look at that. That no motor stance is nice. Alright guys, so I got the sequential vacuum hosing and stuff off of the motor, the turbos. Really, I don't really know where to attack this from because the bolts to the actual manifold studs are underneath all this stuff, so there's really no easy way out of this. It's essentially just start taking shit apart, I guess, you know, as you see fit. So yeah, I'm just gonna start unbolting shit and see what happens. Alright guys, I have the back turbo inlet, which is actually the number 1 turbo. Have the turbo inlet off so far, and that's about the only progress that I really have because all of this stuff is hard to get off. Still taking everything apart, but anyways, yeah, I got the back little turbo inlet off, and you can tell that these turbos are actually still good, because there is like no shaft play at all, and they're still tight, and they don't look burned up or anything like that. So yeah, I'll probably end up selling these whenever I get it all apart and everything. So if anybody needs some turbos, 150, 200 bucks, you can have them. So yeah, still in good condition. They boosted just fine in the car, but anyway, yeah, going to keep tearing stuff apart now. Alright everybody, making painstakingly slow progress because you can definitely tell that none of this was designed with ease of access in mind. But that being said, got the rear turbo off entirely. It's right there, little baby turbo. Got those V-bands off, or I guess those would what you'd call old school V-bands. But word of advice, definitely do not do this in the car because you can't, I promise you. I'm sure you've heard that, and you may have thought, yeah, I can do it, just it's going to take longer. Do not do it in the car. You're not going to be able to, and it's going to be a bigger mess pulling this motor out in pieces than it would be just pulling it all out and doing it in an open environment. That being said, the easiest thing to do is definitely pull off the inlets for the turbos, take off the V-bands that are right here, and then just hammer the turbo off, because it'll probably be seized up if it's anything like mine. Look at those clamps, and you can definitely tell they're rusty, and they were definitely seized up. But as you can see, when you get rid of those, the actual manifold becomes a whole lot easier to see. So I think that if I can just get this front turbo off now, I think I can probably get most of the manifold bolts, if not all of them, but definitely will be a lot easier to do that. I've been at this for about 2 hours now, and I can definitely say that it's every bit as hard as they say it is. It's painstakingly slow, cramped, no room, and most of these bolts are just as old as I am almost. So yeah, definitely not a fun project, but it will definitely clean up the look of the motor a lot and simplify everything. When I get this off, as you can tell, it's just so cluttered right here, and the only thing that will be on it is the oil lines to the block and like the water pump and alternator, and then the manifold for the turbo on that side. So it'll definitely clean up a lot of things, make up a lot more room. So anyways, gonna try and get that front turbo off now, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so perfect example of what I'm talking about. This part right here, it's been seized up, so you just have to hit it off. Okay, I think it's off now, at which point most of it should come off. It should be unbolted, but I'm going to double check again. Okay, after much arguing with the turbos, both of them are right there. I can't get this bolt to come off the inlet on this side. It rounded off the edges of the bolt. But anyway, we can definitely completely get top access now to the manifold studs. It's just the bottom ones. We can get two on each side, but there's one here and one here that's underneath this that I can't get to. So it's going to be a bitch and a half on getting to those. So yeah, not entirely sure how I'm going to do that, go about doing that. But I think I am going to attempt to get all of those studs off the manifold that I actually can get to. So wish me luck that I don't round the edges off of those either. So here we go. Okay, so I know it looks like not much progress has been made. We've gotten every manifold bolt off, even the ones on the underside, except one. And it is right underneath there. You can't really see it, but it's going to be a bitch and a half to get to. Because the only thing that I have that fits these bolts is this 9/16 wrench. So what I would advise everybody to do if you're going to do this swap is look online for a tool checklist. There is a post on Super Forums that has it on there, everything you need. Read that and make sure you have everything beforehand, because this is a lot harder and more time consuming when you only have access to a wrench and varying amounts of sockets. Air tools would make this a ton easier as well. But like I said, it's almost over, and then it's going to be a whole lot cleaner than it was. So yeah, we're almost done, guys. Okay, so ran into some issues. That last stud will not come off of the, or the last nut will not come off of that stud. Tried everything, it does not want to fucking come off. I mean, those are bolts older than I am. If it was made 93, which is when they started making the GTE motors, so no idea how old it is, but it's old as fuck, I know that much. And anyways, I'm gonna go try and borrow a wrench from my uncle, go get something to drink, take a break on this thing, and see what happens. The homie Taylor is a lifesaver. Came through with the socket sizes and everything just perfectly right. I was using wrenches because I didn't have a socket small enough to, or a socket wrench small enough to actually fit back there, but he did, and so got those off. So, you know, dope. anyways, guys, that's going to be it for part 2 of the single turbo build. So, yeah, stick around for the next part. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. Give us a thumbs up and stay tuned for the next video, guys.